In today's video, we're going to shoot our first rounds through our 300 Blackout that we put together on the last video. I've mounted my Athlon Aries BTR 4.5 27 scope on there. I took off my 6.5 Grendel. Also thrown the bipod and the lower receiver off my 6.5 Grendel. So in today's video, we're going to try two loads, some factory loads. This S&B 124 grain. So this has the muzzle velocity at 2164 out of a 16-inch barrel. We'll see kind of how our gun compares. And this is the other ammo we're going to shoot today. This Remington UMC, I think it's 220 grain. So this is actually subsonic. I went to my local Walmart, and I guess that whole Walmart thing kicked in where they don't sell ammo anymore. So that was all they had at Walmart was this S&B 124 grain supersonic and this 220 grain. It was relatively cheap. I think I bought this Remington ammo for like $7, but I kind of doubt that it's going to shoot very well in this gun, and I don't know, probably won't even run the gun considering we've got a carbine link gas system, but I figure what the heck, might as well pick it up, give it a try. If you can tell, there's no muzzle device on my gun right now because for whatever reason I couldn't get it to index right, and kind of the gas ports were kind of going out to the side, so have to look into that, figure it out, maybe get another one some other time. So we're going to go out onto the range. We're going to shoot some 5-shot groups with these shots at 100 yards. I've got the gun all sighted in already, and we'll go give it a try, see how they shoot. The first 5 shots we're going to do are with the S&B 124 grain full metal jackets. I just sighted the gun in, so I've had a couple shots through the gun today. We're using my 6.5 Grendel magazine because it's the only 10-round magazine I have. Well, the rest are 30. So we might have some feeding issues. I'm not sure. Never done this before with this round, so we'll figure it out. We're going to start out 5-shot group at 100 yards. Like I said, the barrel has 3 shots through it. So shot it a couple times, cleaned it. Shot it one more time and cleaned it. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going to be shooting at that bottom left dot there. Okay, no surprise there. Probably should just go in and get my... see what happened here. So these rounds are a little bit smaller than a 6.5 Grendel, so I guess they just kind of popped out. We might single feed these, and maybe I'll go try to get my other magazine. I didn't want to, but I guess I have to. Need to get a 10-round magazine for a 300 Blackout. 2 more shots here with the S&B 124 grainers. We're going to switch over, and this is, like I said earlier, this is kind of the only ammo I could find in a kind of a pinch. So we're going to be using some Remington UMC. This is actually subsonic, 220 grain. So it would be interesting to see if we do lock the bolt back. I doubt it. I guess you never know. Give this a try here. We're going to single feed this as well. going to fire at that right bottom dot. Actually, we're going to do the top right dot. Hey, if the hole we made in the target's any indication, I would guess we're not stabilizing these bullets. We'll shoot them anyway. Alrighty. We're not going to shoot any more of those because they're clearly not stabilizing. First one you can see hit pretty oblong. So here's what our target ended up looking like. So this shot up here on the left is the first shot when I was sighting the gun in, and got it pretty well zeroed in 2 shots. That's kind of one of the benefits of having a reticle in the first focal plane that matches your turrets. It makes it really easy to sight in your gun. So then I went over to the bottom left target there with the S&B 124 grains, and we ended up shooting a 2.4 inch group, averaged about 2154 feet per second. So I think on the box it advertises 2165 at the muzzle out of a 16-inch barrel. So we're pretty well right at that. It was kind of a cool day, probably in the 40s. So 2.4 inch group, it's not the best, but this is, you know, that's all the rounds that's ever been through the gun there. So first 7 shots, gun's definitely not broken in yet. And like I said, it's a $46 barrel. Then up at the top there, you can see with the UMC ammo, something, you know, wasn't working right. The bullet wasn't stabilizing at all. It came out completely sideways. This was 975 feet per second. Came out completely sideways. I went ahead and shot one more, which you'll see on the video, that hit the dirt in front of the target. You can see all the dirt splashed up on the target. So after those 2 shots, I pretty well gave up on those and decided that that wasn't going to be something practical for the video and might hit my video camera over there by the target. So we're lucky that didn't happen. So I shot the group on the right, which I ended up not getting on camera for whatever reason. I got it on the target camera, but not the one actually shooting. Ended up being 1.84 inches at 2161 feet per second. So very close to the velocities they state on the box. So that turned out to be a pretty good group. If you consider just the 4, we're probably around an inch. With 5, we're, you know, 1.84 inch. And like I said, that last one was the one that kind of strayed away. So I think maybe with some hand loads with this barrel here in the future, I don't know, we might get somewhere near an inch. Would be really, really good for a $46 barrel. So initial results are, you know, okay. We'll see what happens in the future. Thanks for watching.